Wow, hey, 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 happy Thursday. Salute. Micah's having a toast of water for everyone. Welcome to our Thursday night Facebook and YouTube presentation in Words of Wisdom. I'm Tia Knapp, and I am thrilled to have my friend, Dr. Michael Gross.
Hello, everyone. It's great to be on.
Michael has a very powerful message for you today, so I'll get right to the intro because we keep this down to about 30 minutes. And I normally read this thing, but I'm going to just go ahead and tell you a little bit about Dr. Michael Gross because he's phenomenal. I met him 5 years ago, and I'm going to give a plug to our mutual book coach because I was writing a book to honor my mom and dad who had recently passed away, and Patrick Snow is my book coach. And when I was doing some research on my mom and dad's story from Estonia to Sweden, some really cool things happened. And when I shared them with Patrick, he says, "Oh my gosh, you need to call Dr. Michael Gross." I said, "I don't need a doctor. I don't need a psychiatrist or anything like that." And Patrick said, "No, no, no, he's not that kind of a doctor at all. He's the author of the Spiritual Primer." And I couldn't get my hands around the phone to call him fast enough because I heard such wonderful things from Patrick regarding Dr. Michael Gross. And I am so blessed that we connected because he's been working with me in my own spiritual journey for over 5 years now. And let me tell you, he could go on and on and on about his accolades, but I'll keep it very short, okay? On the very first day I met Dr. Michael Gross, he literally woke up my soul, and I'll share that story later. But he is an amazing, phenomenal gentleman, and he is here because he's the author of the Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true source's love, joy, and happiness. He woke up my soul. It's an amazing experience. If it hasn't happened to you, you definitely want to connect with Michael. I'll make sure I put all the contact information in the comments. But here we go, okay? For over 30 years, actually more than that now, right, Michael?
Yes.
Right. Michael has been a spiritual teacher, a multidimensional healer, a transformational coach, and exceptionally skilled in all aspects of soul, over soul, vibrations, frequencies, body, timing, life force energy, and so much more. He holds so many different certifications and degrees. It would blow your mind if I took the list and shared everything with you, but here it is. He is, I'll just give you a couple, okay? He holds a doctorate in alternative healing psychology. He's a Reiki master teacher, a thought field therapist, a certified professional hypnotherapist, and a non denominational minister. He currently has traveled as an intuitive consultant for corporations over half the world, and his clients are in USA, Australia, New Zealand, South America, Asia, and other countries. And now I'm proud to say his messages are also being heard in the Baltic countries, Sweden, and South Korea. So thank you, Michael, for joining me every Thursday night at 7 p.m. because this is beautiful presentation that he provides for all of us just because he's of the goodness of his heart. So thank you, Michael. I am so blessed you're in my life, and definitely connect with him. We'll give you all this information later. I'm going to go ahead and get right to the topic. Okay, Michael? Shall I give the title or shall you?
You go ahead.
Okay, Michael's going to share with us the topic, winning in the game of life. I cannot wait. So if you see me looking down, it's me putting Michael's contact information and mine into the comments, okay? But I'm listening with bated breath. I can't wait for you to speak. So
All
welcome
right. Well,
aboard.
thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm really happy to be here. So many things I want to share with you, especially these days that's coming up. I've talked to people that are from Europe and other parts of the world, and there's a lot of chaos going on and uncertainty. And of course, all the chaos that's going on directly or indirectly affects us. And directly, of course, if you're in business or you have a couple of things you're working on or whatever you're trying to achieve, it affects you. And it also affects our family, friends, relatives, our emotions, our feelings, our thoughts, our belief systems, myriad of thousands of hundreds and thousands of things. So I thought I'd discuss something and channel the information about winning the game of life. And it's all about how we look at things and how we choose to interpret them. The first thing we have to understand is that everything that we feel or observe or partake in our life, we have created. So joy, happiness, birthday parties, anything you so desire to do. And that is what I would call your reality. And your reality is changed by your thought. So your reality is I'm talking to you right now. My reality is when I'm done, I might go out and go fishing, or I might do something else. These are all my choices. So if we look at realities, one example of it is our choices. Then it comes down to we know what makes us happy. At least we think we know what makes us happy. We have some semblance of an idea. But what about those that are challenges in our life? And we look at those and they can be very debilitating. So the first thing we need to understand is, as I say, and I'm going to repeat this, before you incarnate, you make contracts, we would say deals, to be with certain souls. Some of it's part of our soul group. Maybe it's former relationships. Maybe it's new relationships. And also, if we're going to have any children, then we make contracts with those souls that want to incarnate as children. You'll pardon me for a minute because I've got something. I need a swig here, so please bear with me. Thank you. I had something a little caught in my throat, whatever that is. So understanding about our challenges, it's our perception of our life. You know the old saying, your gas tank is half full or half empty. The glass is half full or half empty. So if you're driving your car, and let's say, or even if you have an electric car, gas car, diesel, and the fuel gauge goes to half, you go, well, it's half empty. Am I going to make the next stop? Oh my goodness, what's going to be happening? I'm really worried. Oh, what if there's not a gas station open? All these thoughts go through your mind. Or, oh, I got a half a tank. Got more than enough to get home, more than enough to enjoy myself, more than enough to stop along the way and pick up a pizza or some ice cream or something I so desire, make myself happy or families. Just look at that. You took one stress. Do I have enough gas to get home? Will I run on empty? Will I find a gas station or place to charge my car? Or I got more than enough. I'm not going to worry about it. That's the point I'd like to talk to you all about is your challenges. So your challenges in life are personally to teach us lessons. Yeah, I know, self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem, but also to teach you you are to learn something from it. And that's so important. Therefore, when you have a challenge, understand this challenge in my life, whether it's a hiccup or whatever's going on, well, really, what's the reason? What am I going to learn? This is exciting. So, what if you made a game out of it? And supposing you lost your job. My God, it's the end of the world. Oh my goodness. That's it. How am I going to survive? How am I going to eat, etc.? How am I going to take care of my family? How am I going to pay my mortgage or rent? But if you turn around and say, wow, this is a new opportunity for me to find something I really have passion and love doing, this is like a game. I'm going to play the game like checkers or chess. I'm going to move this way, that way, this way, make the phone calls. I'm going to learn a whole bunch of new things. This is wonderful. It's exciting. And you know what? If you took that attitude, then all of a sudden, they say the distance between 2 points is a straight line. Well, when you're upset, you're taking a circle or circuitous rate. Pardon me, I'm channeling a route that's full of detours, a route that's full of circles, a route that's full of potholes and quicksand, and it's circuitous. There we go. Can't get it out. So laugh, everybody. That's my challenge. I'm having fun with it. You know why I'm having fun? I'm not embarrassed. I'm going, one of those days. It's fun. It's great. I'm having fun. What do you want to say? You want to tell me what it is?
Circuitous.
Yeah, circuitous route. And so looking at it, look, you think I'm embarrassed? A little bit, but I'm making fun of it. So the sting of it, I'm not going to go off this show and say, oh, what a dummy, what a stupid, I screwed up. You laughed, you said, hey, what is he trying to say? Hey, so what? We had a lot of fun with it, but maybe there was a reason, and this is not an excuse, because you thought about the route of whoever you're from in the country. if it's not a direct straight line, that means that along the way, I'm learning new things. I'm expressing myself. So getting back to the point of finding a new job, it's like, I think I want to find the perfect job for me. And you're going to talk to people and you're going to learn things. Some will turn you down, some will be interested, some won't be enough money, some will be more money. But look at it as a game. And if you look at it as a game, it doesn't hurt. You're not going to lose sleep overnight. You're not going to be angry. And then we need to look at fear. Well, false evidence appearing real. But what is fear in my life for? What am I learning from it? Well, fear is an illusion which I've created. Because why? I'm thinking about all the negative stuff. Instead of saying, I have this fear. What am I to learn from it? Oh, I have to learn to overcome it. How am I going to overcome it? Well, I'm going to make this a game and make it a fun journey, a fun trip. We get too serious. If you're afraid to swim and you're afraid of drowning, there are probably 1,000 reasons. But if you made it a game to learn how to swim, and let's suppose you don't come a great swimmer, but you come a swimmer enough that you can survive, then the fear disappears. Like thin air, it just goes away. Well, I overcame that fear. That is I want you to think of this word, nothing. What does nothing mean? N-O-thing, no thing. So just change your thinking. Instead of saying this is nothing, this is a no thing. So I'd like all of you to say nothing 3 times. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And say no thing, no thing, no thing. Can you feel the difference? One is more restrictive and the other one is more empowering. No thing is more empowering. That's what you need to understand in your life. So every time something happens that we make a change in our life, or we're forced to make a change in our life, it's really the soul saying, bing, 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 attention, attention, Michael. You're on the wrong course. You're making things difficult. We're going to give you another opportunity to look at things. Oh no, what if it doesn't work? What if? And here's the most amazing thing. If it is a no thing, what if? You can make anything work. You know how I know that? Look at all the trials and tribulations you've gone through. Look at what you've gone through that makes you unhappy, and you're still doing it because you're unhappy. So why are you tying yourself to a prison, putting yourself behind bars, figuratively speaking? Why? You're afraid you won't make enough money, or your responsibilities are too big? There was an old saying, and an old saying is, when you do your passion, you'll always be successful, whatever your passion is. So let's examine a passion, and let's examine one passion. I don't like this job. I'm unhappy. I don't like this relationship. I'm unhappy, or whatever. You're expressing passion. Your passion has energy, has a frequency and vibration. And really, as you've begun to understand and listen to me, certain words lower your vibration, like damn it, gosh, this is terrible, I'm unhappy. And then there are others. I feel joyous, I feel happy, I feel wonderful, things are great, can't wait. See the inflection of my voice, which I'm not doing intentionally. It's a natural thing. One is more blunt, lower vibration, and the other's higher and more joyous. But if you but if you may wait a minute and try to understand your passion creates everything in your life. And since you are the director of the energy of your life, because we're all energy, your thoughts are energy, your words are energy, your brain waves are energy, you can redirect your energy, your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and passions into what brings you joy. So the next question is, well, I can think of 27 things that bring me joy. Well, good, pick one. I don't know which one to pick. Now you're stuck. Well, think about it. Choose one. Well, I don't know if it's the right one. You won't know until you tried it. Immerse yourself in it. And you immerse yourself, you feel it, feels wonderful, it feels great, or whatever, and go, well, not quite what I expected. Okay, what'd you learn from it? Well, I learned I could have fun, but there's something better. Isn't that positive? Now you turn around and open the door, figuratively speaking, and try something else. Remember, everything you experience in your life is powerful because it has knowledge. Knowledge is power. As the true source said, are you a slave of your fears or a master of your life? There's a big difference. You can find joy and happiness in the most minute things. I remember one time a friend of mine, actually was a girlfriend, and she was going out. He said, "Would you help clean up my cellar?" Back east we have cellars. It was a mess. And I said, "Why did I say yes? Oh my goodness." And I heard True Source said, "Divide it into quarters." Okay. So I divided the room in my mind to quarters. I just cleaned one quarter. Oh, that was pretty good. Then I did the second quarter. This is kind of fun. Then did the third quarter, then the fourth quarter. So in a matter of an hour or two, it went really quick. I didn't try to fight it. I just tried to find joy and organization in it. And it was great. Maybe she can't find anything when I'm done, but that's her problem because I did it the way I like it. And it was fun. And yeah, she did appreciate it. I don't know if she found everything, but careful what you ask for. So I did the best I could and gave her a little outline. But the truth of the matter is, you are all at a precipice in your life right now. The precipice, because all the chaos going on in your life, everything that's happening is for a purpose, and that purpose is to find yourself and define, DEFINE, in your life what brings you joy and happiness. One person may be going out to a dinner, having prime ribs and whatever. Another one saying, have a hamburger. Another one may saying, hey, just a hot fudge sundae brings me joy. Well, which is right? They're all right based on your opinion of what you feel. And everything is so positive. Think back at the time when your mother said, don't touch a hot pot, and you burn yourself. Oh my goodness. You could say, I'm stupid, I'm dumb. Oh, I was punished myself. God's punishing me, blah, 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 blah. Or you can say, I learned something new, not to touch a hot pot. Simple. The only one I haven't really totally learned is don't touch the paint, it's wet. I always got to see if it's wet paint, but that I'm getting there. I ended up with paint on my finger. If you look at life as joyous and laughing, and you learn something new and it's empowering, then truly you can make no mistake, can you? You can never do anything wrong, can you? Because each experience adds knowledge. Knowledge is power. Power is how you create your life when you take this knowledge and your power of your belief. So, as I talk about manifesting, I use the term FABA because I use acronyms, helps me remember. So, FABA, faith, belief, and acceptance. And if you don't think that works, hey, look at your life and everything you experienced. You created it. Yes.
So why is it that, life is an experience, like you're saying, and sometimes we make choices that we probably shouldn't have made, but we learned something. So why is it that we beat ourselves up thinking that we're awful because we make mistakes? I don't understand that.
It's the way we're taught in pre-program, as I mentioned before, somewhere around the age of 7, your thought process, your belief process is exactly how you're programmed to think in a special way. All right. Then you spend the rest of your life undoing most of it to realize it's an illusion. And the first words we learn is negative. No, don't, whatever. We learn those words. Is that the intention? No. The intention for most people is really good. However, we understand negatives more quickly. Why is it in a person they remember when a person was rude or they screwed up, but they don't remember the good things they did? What is it about us that does that? I remember talking to some of my clients and I said, when you birth out, you have a life review. And they go, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. Well, what's the life of you like? Well, anybody you brought discomfort or unhappiness or pain, you feel it 100 to 1,000-fold. Oh my goodness. And everything you ever brought joy and happiness to, they feel from 100 to 1,000-fold. So let's say you birth out of your body at age 80. We'll pick a number. What percentage do you think you created negativity or pain in someone else's life? Think about that. 80 years times 365 days, whatever that is, because I'm not going to do the math, all those days. Do you think every day you brought pain, unhappiness, and insecurity? The best you can say, if you're 80 years old on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe 0.002, maybe that much. That's the average. But in our mind, we magnify it to being every day and the worst thing that ever happened, to be a gigantic volcano. So, and when you were challenged in your life, somebody brought pain. I always tell everybody, when you're angry at somebody, you're really angry at yourself for putting yourself in that position. And if you start to think that way, you're going to watch your words, you're going to behave differently. But even when you brought pain upon somebody, you learned something new. Maybe you felt guilty or you shouldn't do it, or maybe you were just so angry at yourself for being in that position, you attacked them. Well, then how do we learn? We learn from experience. And that's how we learn. I mean, how do you learn the pot's hot, right? You burn your finger. If you hurt somebody really deeply, their feelings, you're going, well, I learned something really new. I remember I was reading an article, and sometimes it's awfully hard to be truthful, really hard to be truthful. So a person wears a new suit or a new dress. Isn't that gorgeous? Don't I look beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? And you go, boy, they really look yucky. But I'm not going to say that. I say, for you, it's perfect and beautifully for you. It looks sensational. Told a little white lie, but I made that person feel good. So am I going to have a life review to say where I lied? No, not at all. Because see, everything you do is based on intent. If you do it an intent to really help someone and lovingly, then there's no negativity attached to it. But if you're vicious about it, that's another story. And that's so important. So, what we need to understand is choosing our words, thinking about our emotions, and remember the three different types of energy in a life. And they are: one, you're frozen, fight or flight. Those are the three different energies that are kind of negative and limiting. Then we have the positive ones: joy, happiness, and love. And the greatest of all of these is love. How do we love? How do we not feel jealous? How do we feel anxiety? The important thing is never compare yourself to anyone else. You are an individual. You are different. You are unique, and you are very special. I don't care whether you're a ditch digger or whether you're a doctor or Warren Buffett, whoever you are. You are unique. Each one of us is unique and special. And each one of us came in with a special purpose. And I remember one time there was a client and I went through a little crisis. And so she came to me and she wanted to commit suicide. And I talked with her and she was fine. Did some healing, worked with a true source. 4 years later, my wife called me, said she has to see you. Her husband called. My office was an hour away at 11, 10 or 11 at night. I drove down there to see her. She pulled a bullet in a rifle, held it to her mouth and tried to pull the trigger and it misfired. And I sat down there and talked to her about self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem and what she came here to learn. And really, it wasn't a big crisis because she learned something new. She understood what she learned. She began to understand how precious her life was. And she learned that her husband and children really loved her and concerned for her, changed her whole attitude. And so those days we're talking a number of years ago, I was thinking of charging $40 or $50 an hour, which is many years ago. And then I had to have a deep cleaning of my teeth. And the dentist at that time wanted $400 or $500 for a deep cleaning. And I said, how can I compare saving a life with a dentist charging that much money? I don't understand. I'm confused. I don't get it. And the true source said, saving a life is priceless. You cannot put a price on it. Cleaning your teeth will save your teeth from getting false teeth later. But how do you value what you did? How does the dentist value what he does? He believes his value is priceless, and that's why he's doing it. You charge your fee because you wanted to save somebody's life and you weren't greedy or hungry for money. And by the way, never be greedy or hungry for money. So saving a life on the scale of humanity and spirituality, on a scale of 1 to 10, is a 10 plus, 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 plus. Getting a deep cleaning is about a 2 or a 3, maybe more, a little less. The point is you can never compare it. Don't ever compare what you do and think it's insignificant. It's what you do and how you touch everybody's soul and life. Because you see, when it's all over, how much did you love? How much did you care? And what did you accomplish? That's when it's all over. Because like I tell everybody, when the pharaohs died and they built these huge pyramids, brought in their gold, silver, jewelry, emeralds, diamonds, they took a couple of coins to take, quote unquote, the river Styx to cross over to the other side. And then they had a couple of coins to buy themselves way back after a period. Of course, we know they never came back. So who got all the jewels? The grave robbers. They got it all. So what did they say for themselves? Nothing. All about their ego. How did you make a difference? Think about this. How did you love? How did you make a difference? How did you care? And how did you help people heal? A simple, kind word will heal a person. I remember, and I'm going to get off this subject because I'm running short on time, but I remember walking into a store and there was this woman and she was kind of a little sad. And I walked up to her and it was a department store. I said, wow, you look great. That's a great looking blouse. Thank you for sharing that. Really? Really? I changed her whole day with a simple, basic compliment. You want to know how you measure that energy on a scale of 10? It's a 10 plus, 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 plus. That's what it is. Think about the small, beautiful things that your soul says to say, and you will change many lives. And by the law of right action and correct exchange, it's going to come back to you. It's being paid forward. So thank you, everyone. Tio, you wanted to say something.
I do. I do. I had no idea the power of what you teach us, what you share with us, and the journey that you help us embark upon. This is a powerful message, Michael. And I know we have to get going. I hope we can talk about it some more on another Thursday night, because we really, truly are, like you said, we're all a miracle. We're unique. And we all have a mission and goal here in this world. And I was living in survival mode until I met you and you woke up my soul. I really, truly was. I am so blessed and honored that you share your life with me on these podcasts and the other things that we do. So I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you're sharing with everybody here today. And on that note, why don't you go ahead and let the people know about what you do? And don't forget to let them know about your gift that you offer everyone.
Yes. First of all, I don't know if you're watching this. If you're concurrently watching this, I'll add one thing, and that's in the United States, we're having elections coming up. I desire to ask all of you to vote. Your vote really counts. Whatever party you feel like voting for, just vote for them. And it's so important because even if you vote for your party, your candidate, and it's a losing candidate, but they have enough votes, the winning party, the winning candidate is going to look at that their opponent that they lost and saying they had some good ideas or people believe in them. I, as the new, whatever my position is, president, senator, governor, mayor, whatever, I got to listen to them because I'm a servant of the people and I know we can make a difference. So even though that party you voted for, the person lost, they get enough votes. The winners are going to take that into consideration. And I always talk about the American Revolutionary War, that a lot of people died, and World War One and World War Two, because things have could have gone kittywampus, or Korea or whatever. So just remember, go out and vote. And I always tell everybody, critical thinking, and ask for your soul's guidance, who's the best person to vote for. With that being said, I would like to change the subject and talk about one other thing, and that is what I'd like to talk, actually, a couple of other things. Every Tuesday evening at 6:30 Pacific time to 7:30 Pacific time, I do what is called Soul Awakening. It's all about you asking questions and deliver a message, a 10 or 12-minute message. You'll learn so much. You'll gain lots of knowledge. And not only that, but maybe you've been through this and you've forgotten something. Or maybe there's something I'll say, it'll jump out at you and say, that's the answer I was looking for, whatever it is. So ask any question you so desire. I really am reluctant only to not do personal unless someone, as I call, birthed out of your family or it's an emergency. Because I might tell you, well, you've had 12 affairs and your husband's had 17 affairs. You don't want anybody to know that. I'm exaggerating here, but really, you don't want people to know certain things. So join us from 6:30 to 7:30, and those beautiful messages, we're going to tell you how to get a hold of them. But first of all, if you will join us from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, it's on freeconferencecall.com. So you can be in your pajamas, you can be in whatever you want. I won't even know. And we'll just enjoy whatever you have to share because, we learn from each other. And that's so important. So access that information. Could you give them that telephone numbers?
Absolutely. That number is 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound.
Everything is also in the comments, okay? But here we go again. It's 202-926-1059. And the code, Michael?
125-446-pound. So please join us and spread the word. And then on the second Saturday of every month, I do what I call a mass consciousness healing. And it starts at 9:55 a.m. Pacific time to 11:01 Pacific time. And it looks like I'm taking a circuitous course, but I got the word right. Anyway, we talk for 3 to 5 minutes. I just welcome you. Hello, how are you? Then around 5 after 10, we begin to meditate. We bring through this beautiful, loving energy through our bodies, and it spreads over all the planet, the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdom. And watch the magic in the month that comes in your life. You'll feel that love and joy and happiness. So I would encourage you to join us. Spread the word, and it's the same telephone number as the Tuesday night Soul Awakening. Would you give them that number again?
Absolutely. That number is 202-926-1059. And the code, Michael?
125-446-pound, same as the Tuesday night. Now, one other additional point, and that is that I call it the replay. So those Tuesday evening, there are messages, and there are about 353 or 4 or 5 messages. And you can listen to them, and you just dial in this number we're going to give you. If you're feeling down, depressed, or alone, stuck in traffic, or angry, this is the telephone number that I suggest you call.
That number is 434-300-4170. And the access code, Michael?
125446 One more time.
Okay. 434-300-4170. And the code, Michael?
The access code is 125446 So I wanted to share this with you. They're not labeled. Originally, some of you know, I made a mistake or didn't do it. And the true source said, no, you didn't make a mistake. I did? No. Do you want to read through 353 labels? Nope. Well, tell everybody to use their soul guidance. And when you call in, it starts at number 3 and it goes up to 353 or 54. And just, what number should I listen to? You might hear 197. Okay, so you will say 197 or you punch it in on the phone and there's a message. I cannot tell you how many people go, oh, just what I had to learn. It was the perfect one to listen to. Trust your soul. What's your cost? No cost, just some of your time, and it will change your life. Therefore, I would encourage all of you. Also, more commercials here. YouTube, Dr. Michael B. Gross. Those of you who are watching, be sure to push subscribe, tell others about it. And in the YouTube, Dr. Michael B. Gross, you will see all the podcasts you and I have been doing over the last several years. Also, you will see these beautiful photographs with what I call words of wisdom, motivational thoughts. And this beautiful photography is by an award-winning photographer, which is Tia Knapp. And there'll be a message and also an audio message. Take advantage of it. Not all 353 or 4 will be on it, but we're getting there. So please, everyone, share this knowledge. Take advantage of it. You got nothing to lose and more to gain. One other point, actually 2 now. The next one is that I offer a complimentary session. And this complimentary session is 20 minutes to a half an hour long. Once in a while, I run over. Your cost, 0. I'm not going to sell you anything. I will end up by saying, if there's any way I can help you, let me know. That's it. No sales pitch, nothing. It's all guided to help you. That's what I'm doing. And I allow 1 complimentary call per person. So enjoy that. And I will channel the information. You may not like what I'm going to tell you, or you may, but even if you don't, you're going to learn something new. And as we say, turning lemons into honey. So use that as very empowering. I always say no expectations, no attachments. So when you call or you're working with me, don't have any expectations. Don't be attached to an answer. Let whatever your soul needs to know and understand flow forth. The last point I'd like to bring up is there's the International Institute of Self-Empowerment, TIISE. We call it TICE for short. And the International Institute of Self-Empowerment, when I first was told by the True Source to put it together, which I did, it became a 501c3 miraculously, because someone else had a similar name. Got it all through. It's just unbelievable how all this occurred. And have the designation. And for a period of time, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. And then I was told it would have 12 arms, meaning 12 different directions it's going to be going in. And then I realized, the meeting to you, who had been through, let's challenge her. She can talk about it. And I asked her if she would like to be the director of abused women, children, and men. And she condescended. So thank you. She is an expert on abuse. You know why? She didn't get it from a book. She lived it. She experienced it. She went through the mythological bird like the phoenix rebirth. And she shares her experience, her knowledge to help those who are abused. Well, making a long story short, was that I said, okay, abused woman, 2 children, got to put her up in a hotel. Okay. Then we got to get an apartment. Okay, counseling for her and the children. Of course, if we don't do the children, history will repeat itself. Okay. And then we have to give her all kinds of money, food and clothing, help her get a job. I'm going to need millions of dollars. And so we kind of worked on it. And one person that was helping us out with some software and things happened to mention about a bank who help people or women start businesses. And I went, that's it. So what we're doing is re-gearing our whole social media and our emails. We're redoing, believe it or not, which you'll someday will be sending to you, but not right now. And also websites. And we're going to have women who have gone through counseling, maybe need a little bit, which will be able to help them, but have them become entrepreneurs. And in helping them to become entrepreneurs, they'll have time to pick up their children at school, spend time with the children, but be financially independent, create a new life, a home, and so on. So we're going to be going to doing that. And along the way, True Source, I was really mentoring and helping a lot of very powerful, successful women. And I said, this is great. I don't know why I'm doing this, but that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm not going to argue. And then I realized now, and I talk to these women, will you be willing to mentor? There's no money in it, but mentor these women to become successful. And everyone, there's 6 or 7. Yes, 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 yes. And that's wonderful. So these are the things we have planned, and these are the things we'll be working on. And we not only will be, we are successful. And I will tell you why. No ego here. It's what I call true inner source and soul guidance is going to make it successful, because that is our mission and goal. And I wanted to share that. One more thing, and that is share this and share everything that we're doing, and go to YouTube. It's built on algorithms. So the more souls that watch Dr. Michael B. Gross on YouTube and with TU and our stuff we're giving, we're going to reach more people. The algorithms are, when they're searching for things, we'll end up first being in the top 20, then the top 10, the top 5, and then number 1. It's all going to happen. So thank you for letting me talk so much. And now this is being brought to you by the new, improved, wonderful Healing the Holes in Your Soul. It's not new and improved. It's perfect as it is. And when we say it's really perfect as it is, it's written by T.U. Knapp. All her experiences are about abuse. She can talk to you about them. But more importantly, her journey of healing, her journey of enlightenment, and like the mythological bird, the phoenix, rising from the ashes. This is a must read.
Thank you, Michael. However, thank you very much for the kind words regarding my book, but I highly recommend that everybody start right here with your book, The Spiritual Primer, by Dr. Michael Gross, who wrote the foreword in the book that he's holding. How cool is that, right? If it wasn't for this wonderful book and this incredible gentleman sitting in the virtual seat next to me, I would not have written my book, nor would I be even doing anything like the message that we've got going here. He has changed my life so many ways, and everything that he shares with us is from the goodness of his heart and his soul, through true inner source, true sources guidance, true inner source guidance. I tell you, he has totally changed my life, and I am so blessed that I found you that day. Thank you, Patrick Snow. He's our book coach, and Mary West too, because if it wasn't for Mary West, I wouldn't have known about Patrick. So we never know who we know and who they know who can change our life. So truly, truly invite your friends to this message, this podcast we do on Thursday nights. And more than anything, because we are on different time zones everywhere, go to Dr. Michael B. Gross, because a lot of these information, all these beautiful things that Michael is sharing with you is on his YouTube channel. A lot of it is. And definitely, definitely invite your friends, okay? Michael does this out of the goodness of his heart, and he loves us so much. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Michael, for taking the time to share that with us today. Start with this book.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, Michael, I forgot. And the only way to get this second edition book right now is not through Amazon, but it's connecting with Michael, who will personally put a written, he'll write something personal inside each of your books, okay? So connect with him on the chat. We've got all the contact information, or just come find us and message me, and I will make sure you connect with Michael, okay?
Thank you. I want to make a request, and my request is check out my new website. It's Dr. Michael B. Gross, not the urologist, but drmichaelbgross.com. What?
Michael, your website is drmichaelgross.com.
Well, we'll leave out the B for whatever. Then it's Dr.
YouTube
Michael
is where
Gross.
the urologist is.
drmichaelgross.com. I think the number one Dr. Michael Gross is a urologist. I didn't know I was, but I don't want to be one. We won't go there, but just a little humor. But anyway, go to drmichaelgross.com. Take a look at the website because Tiu helped recreated it, and she did a wonderful job. And that's an example of really something that turning lemons into honey, having fun, because I will tell you, I lost my website, and that's because of dear soul that helped me put it together, birthed out of his body, and I was supposed to renew it, and I probably messed up, or they didn't get I don't know. Anyway, I realized there was a reason, and Tiu said, let's do it together, and she did probably 6%, and I did 4%. But whatever the percentage is, she did an incredible job, but it's very, very powerful.
Here's the funny part, Michael. Here's the funny part, Michael, while we're sharing a little bit more about us. I didn't know how to build a website. So I learned how to build one thanks to your great need. And, I'm blown away by what we've got going on there. So yes, definitely definitely go look at his website, because he's got a lot of information in there. And also it links right to his YouTube channel too.
So here's an example that, it looked like lemons and it turned out to be honey. So when something happens, there's a reason. And the reason is to have the new improved version of my website. So think about that, everyone. There's a purpose for everything. And I have two mottos in life. You don't know where you're going, you can't get lost. And that means you're opening to all the possibilities. And the last one is, you are unlimited. Have a great week. Spread the word. Remember, namaste. We love you with all our hearts. We love you and appreciate you. Thank you.
We love you. Thank you for sticking with us tonight. We've really, really, really had a wonderful time sharing all this with you. Come back next Tuesday.
And I got the word circuitous right. So
yes.
You're good.
Yes. We love you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.